This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the easiest way to create a beautiful website, blog, or online store for you and your ideas. Squarespace features an elegant interface, beautiful templates, and incredible 24/7 customer support. Try Squarespace at squarespace.com and enter offer code PFT at checkout to get 10% off. Squarespace. Build it beautiful.
Yes. Yes, friends. You've arrived once again at that most magical of places, Spontaneanation. Who am I? I am Paul F. Tompkins. I am your host, your ambassador to this strange land. That already doesn't work, because why would the ambassador be in the place that they're from? You're the ambassador. Ooh, I turned it around on you. Yeah, you didn't expect to have a government job so soon in the proceedings, but anything can happen, and it sometimes does. I'm not going to say it always does. There were some things that did not happen. All right, I'll list the things that didn't happen. We did not invent the power of flight for human beings. I probably shouldn't have built it up that was going to happen as a result of this podcast. Now that I think about it, a weird boast to make. And if I'm honest, one I didn't even believe was possible. But it turns out I was right, so I do take some pride in that. I knew we couldn't do that. I knew it even when I was always saying it. We did invent the new type of speech pattern. I don't know why that hasn't been written up in the papers. Oh, yes, I do. Print is dead. That's why. Dumb old print. Maybe if you hadn't relied on children to distribute your product, you'd still be around today, you bunch of Fagans. To be fair, though, Fagin was not relying on children to distribute the product, but rather to bring a product back to him. And I think history shows that it worked out quite well. So congratulations to Fagin, a fictional ringleader of thieves from olden times. Folks, my name is Paul F. Tompkins, and I like you. I like all of you. Now, some of you I haven't met, but you know what that means? I believe it was someone I don't remember who said, a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. Isn't that a creepy thought? What if you meet a stranger and their first words to you are, I'm your friend? Oh, well, I don't remember meeting you before. Well, you've met me now. Now we're friends. Oh, what does that mean? You have to take me to the airport right now. Friend. Oh, and also, quick stop off to help me move. Oh, why did I schedule all this stuff in the same day? I wish I could get my act together. Well, I'm lucky, though, that I have friends like you. What's your name again? Yeah, I don't make the rules, folks. I just tell you about them. And then I go back to my mansion where I live, where I can avoid meeting people, so I don't have to help them move to the airport. Well, you know what? If the guy was moving to the airport, that would probably make things a little easier. But you know what? Friends are unpredictable. They're unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know who they are until you meet them. Is there no cure for friendship? Are there no workhouses? Some Dickens stuff for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain what the fuck is going on. This show is Spontaneanation. Everything's made up. I'm going to have an interview with a special guest based on a blind question submitted from our previous guest. That will spark some talk. Then I'm going to introduce some improviser friends of mine, and we will use the sparked talk from our special guest as fodder for a narrative improv. We're going to take one story over the course of the second half of the show. And you're going to like it. So that's that all taken care of. Everyone knows their job. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you my guest. I've known this gentleman for quite some time. It is always wonderful to see him. He is a magnificent comedian and actor, and dare I say, friend that I have already met. Please say hello to the amazing Dave Foley. Dave, hello.
Hello, Paul.
How do you do?
I'm very well.
I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad that I'm glad that I'm not a stranger that you have yet to alienate.
Right? Because there's nothing in that saying that says you can't alienate the friends
and become strangers over time.
Yeah, like a marriage.
Yes, or family.
Family. What's worse? Now, Dave, I have a question for you from our previous guest.
Yes. Who? Yes.
I'm not going to tell you who.
I don't get to.
I don't want to color. I don't want you to, just to color your answer.
All right.
These facts, details.
It would be nice if something colored my answer.
If someone asked you when you were 13 years old, who are the 5 people you'd invite to a dinner party, who would you have said?
When I was 13 years old, the 5 people that I would invite to dinner. Why am I'm putting the question into the answer as though I'm doing a press junket.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess how many people are in KISS?
4.
4. So who else would I invite?
KISS's manager.
Yeah, sure. I guess KISS and then Elton John. How about that?
Really?
KISS and Elton John. Why not?
All music people.
Probably. Yeah, I think that's probably who I'd invite.
So like at the time, that's what you were absorbed with, was just music, just rock and roll music.
I think so. Yeah.
But so KISS, of course, very much of the time.
And I wasn't even a big fan, but when I was 13, it would have impressed everybody if I could have had dinner with KISS. Because everyone else was huge KISS fans. So
it was just for the purposes of bragging, not because you really wanted to pick KISS's brains.
No, I didn't. I thought they're just cashing in on Alice Cooper's thing. I was not impressed.
Were you a bigger fan of Alice? Were you a fan of Alice Cooper?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be the 5th guy?
He just wasn't as big as KISS when I was 13.
But then you got KISS, and then Elton John.
Yeah.
You want to see what the fireworks are going to be?
At 13, I had yet to find out the truth about Elton John. That Bernie Taupin's a terrible lyricist. So I didn't even know if there'd be fireworks, but I think he was just the top guy in the world at that point.
And you genuinely loved his music.
Yes, I did.
So KISS was
when someone saved his life that night, I cried.
Perhaps a sugar bear.
Yeah.
But KISS, their music did nothing for you?
Their music, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the made-for-TV movie where they were in a theme park.
Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. Yeah. I enjoyed that. And we all wanted to have the giant KISS boots with the teeth.
We all wanted to have them.
Yeah.
Do you recall that one or perhaps all of their voices was dubbed for that Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park movie?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Is that why they did sound better?
They sounded like
than they have sounded since.
One guy had a straight up cartoon voice, like a Frank Welker special.
Yeah.
I remember
it wasn't Casey Kasem's voice?
It was not.
He did every cartoon voice of the era.
Casey Kasem, of course,
he
the
did
voice
the
of
Beatles,
Shaggy.
I believe.
Did he do all 4 Beatles?
I think they all sounded like him. I'm not sure. They certainly didn't sound like the Beatles.
Is there any difference in their voices?
Hello there. We're from Liverpool. Yeah.
What a treat to be here from jolly old England. I think it was who was the star child in KISS?
I don't.
Was that Paul Stanley?
That was no.
Ace Frehley?
Star child Ace Frehley, right?
That makes sense.
The drummer.
No, Peter Criss was the drummer.
Was he the star child?
The Cat Man.
Oh, he is the Cat Man. Star Child. No, I think you're right. Ace Frehley was. No.
Well, somebody was addressing the Star Child. It's Peter Criss, Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons, and Paul Stanley. I think it was Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley was the Star Child.
Oh, Paul Stanley. Okay. Someone was addressing the Star Child. Let's say it's Ace Frehley.
Okay.
And I remember this line because they were imprisoned somewhere.
Yeah.
And they were like, how do we get out of here? And of course, in Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, KISS had supernatural powers.
Yes, they did.
They were Gene Simmons, of course, was a demon. The rest of them may have been either warlocks of some kind or maybe from the future.
I can't recall.
But I remember the Star Child being addressed thusly. Relax, Star Child. I'll bend these bars with my mind.
So wait a minute, he was voiced by Curly Joe Dorito?
Yeah, Dorito. Yes, that's right. The inventor, the replacement stooge and inventor of the snack food we all enjoy so much. Yeah, that was the actual voice they used, and I can only imagine if you were that member of Kiss, you'd be a little bummed out when you saw that
voice. Yeah.
I'm like a weird man child. Like they were trying to look cool.
Yes, they were. Yeah, they were a rock band. They were like, and I think they took themselves pretty seriously as a rock band.
Yeah, they actually had songs on the radio.
They did hit songs, which I now appreciate as being actually good songs.
They're very catchy tunes.
They are.
They're very catchy tunes.
Yeah.
I mean, they were knights in service of Satan.
Yes.
At the time when you were 13. Did you consciously have to pretend more of an allegiance to Kiss than you actually felt?
Yeah, oh yes, constantly. It was an ever vigilant charade in those days because you couldn't just not like Kiss. I mean, I could get away with not liking Ozzy.
Right.
You could get away with that because he was cruel to animals.
Ironclad excuse for children.
Yeah. He bit the head off a bat.
Yeah.
So which isn't true. He didn't do that, by the way.
No.
I'm looking at you and you're younger and you don't know. And Frank Zappa and Alice Cooper never did have that gross out contest. It never happened.
Oh, this I don't know.
You never heard about the gross out contest?
Gross out
contest. Frank. Yeah, that was about the time I was 13. There was a story. Yeah, Frank Zappa and Alice Cooper had a gross out concert, and at one point there just all sorts of gross stuff. And I don't think the ultimate of it is that Alice Cooper shits on stage, and then Frank Zappa eats it. And
only something children could believe.
Yes, because even the most tertiary knowledge of the music of both men, that grossing people out was never really.
Right. Certainly not to that extent.
Not to that extent. No.
They might have wanted to make some moms uneasy, but I don't think they wanted to. I don't think they wanted it out there.
Some magic tricks on stage.
I don't think they wanted it out there. I've eaten human shit.
Yeah. Alice. My hat's off to you, Frank, says Alice. I thought it was checkmate with the shitting on the
stage. So had you seen evidence of a child admitting that they did not care for Kiss as much as other people, and were there consequences?
Yeah, it was sort of like sort of North Korean kind of consequences. You just were gone. It didn't take much. I lived in a small town too. I lived in a town of 1,000 people when I was 13.
Name them.
Okay. Most of them were named Webster.
First name?
Last name.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that's not entirely true. There was a town right outside of Creemore where I lived called Websterville. And in Websterville, everyone there was named Webster or related to the Websters.
Wow. Yeah. How many people?
It was about 100 people in that town.
I can't conceive of something like that.
Yeah.
Because Canada is a very big country with a relatively small population.
Yes, I believe. That if you divided the land mass up equally, every person would have about 1 million acres around them. And arguably we'd be happier.
If your nearest neighbor was a million acres away.
Yeah.
Had you ever been to Websterville?
Oh yeah, drove through it all the time. Walked through it. You had to walk through Websterville to get to the boys' camp outside of town.
Was it like did they have a stoplight at Websterville?
No, nor did Creemore. Creemore didn't have a stoplight.
Creemore?
Yeah, Creemore.
How is that spelled?
Creemore. I
was
believe it's Gaelic for big heart.
Oh.
But I might be wrong.
So people could very easily be ostracized from Creemore if they didn't enjoy Kiss the right amount.
Oh, and I'd be right there ostracizing them.
Of course.
Full-throatedly.
Of course.
Yeah. If you're going to go against the tide, I will be a part of the tide.
There's no cowardice like pubescent cowardice.
Yeah.
And Elton John at the time, what do you remember? Like, what would be the big hit of the day?
I'm thinking like Crocodile Rock,
right? So still probably very much in his
Benny
heyday.
and the Jets,
yeah. Oh, that's right. The sweet
Freedom.
Spot. Absolutely.
Yeah, all those. They were all on K-Tel albums, So they're.
K-Tel
I knew they were
was
big. That was the compilation album label.
yeah.
It actually came out of Winnipeg. Those albums. I don't know if you remember those.
No, I didn't
They sold
know
them down
that.
here, I
Oh,
think.
absolutely.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
the K-Tel company was in Winnipeg, Canada.
Yes.
And was a huge success story in Canada for Canada.
And this was an age when the K-Tel would have commercials on TV. It would be like before
Yeah.
infomercials.
Yeah.
There would be these commercials, sometimes slightly longer commercials.
Yes.
Where they were telling you can get like,
Every glam rock record in the world, every glam rock single, all on one album.
They're making it sound like nothing. We don't even know how we were able to do this to get
Yeah.
all these songs on the same record.
Yep.
I know
right
you-
after each other.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to take this record
Right
off,
off.
put it back in the sleeve, get this one out of the sleeve, put it on. You can listen
Yeah.
to these all in a row.
Yeah, you'll go straight from Captain and Tennille
Yeah.
to the theme from the Rockford Files, which literally was on a K-Tel album I had.
A Captain and Tennille song.
Captain and Love Will Keep Us Together, into the Rockford theme, into Wildfire, and what else was there? What's that? Chicago. Something in Chicago happened. I forget.
The night Chicago died?
The night
Yes.
Chicago died. All on one
Something
album.
in Chicago happened.
Yeah.
Wildfire was about a horse,
Wildfire,
right?
yeah, came riding wildfire.
Was it the horse ran
What was the
away?
name? It was a ghost horse, I believe.
Ooh,
I think it
Dave,
was a
that just gave
ghost
me a
horse.
chill.
I know. I believe the horse died tragically.
I thought it was she ran calling wildfire.
Yeah, but somebody was dead. That's all I know.
Chicago?
Somebody, maybe.
Oh, I never realized those songs were related. That means
The albums were thematic.
there must be some connection between the Rockford Files and the Captain
Yeah.
and Tennille. The Captain and Tennille, in case you don't know, they were a husband and wife duo.
They were.
And Tennille was Tony Tennille, a lady. That was her
Yes.
gimmick.
Yes.
And then the Captain, Daryl Dragon, presumably his real name.
Yeah.
He wore a captain's hat.
And a smart blazer with brass buttons.
That's right.
'Cause-
That, denoting his status,
Yeah.
his rank as
Yeah.
captain.
As captain.
Yeah.
And he played a little like orange keyboard. Usually it seemed like it was always like a keyboard.
Was
that
it orange?
I believe I remember it as being orange.
It was that time when
Yeah.
a thing like that would be
And
orange,
it was
sure.
like, and it was tiny.
Yeah.
It had, I think it had about 36 keys on it.
Probably the most advanced thing
Yeah.
of its kind at the time.
Yeah, it was the cutting edge. Yeah.
Muskrat Love was one of their songs.
Yes, it was.
About two
In
muskrats.
fact, I think it was most of their songs.
They were all in one way or another about muskrats.
Yes, yeah.
And I think in Muskrat Love, they hire a private detective, and that's why it's connected to the Rockford Files.
Yes.
Yeah. One muskrat thinks the
Yeah.
other muskrat is cheating on him.
Yes. Yes. Because muskrats are notoriously untrustworthy. Yeah.
When did you feel that you were able to be honest about your feelings about Kiss? Where was it when you moved away from home?
Yes, I think it was when I moved. Well, no, I wasn't moved away from home. Moved away from Creemore. When I moved from Creemore back to Toronto, or I call it Toronto. It was the suburbs of Toronto, Etobicoke.
What?
And, yeah.
What was it called?
Etobicoke.
I've never heard of that.
And
place.
it's spelled Etobicoke. Yeah. So west end of Toronto was Etobicoke. East end of Toronto was Scarborough. And East End of Toronto, a lot of famous people came from the East End of Toronto. Mike Myers,
Sure.
Keanu Reeves,
Absolutely.
the Bare Naked Ladies,
Yes, all of them.
David Furnish,
That is a name I know, but I do not.
Mrs. Elton John.
There we go. Thank you.
And also, oh my God, this is terrible. I'm blanking on his name, and I know him very well.
George Washington.
Yes, Will and Grace. Will.
Oh,
Will.
Eric
McCormack.
Why did we both blank on the name?
Eric McCormack, a lovely man. Eric McCormack, David Furnish, and Mike Myers were in the same class.
What? Really?
Yep, they were all in the same class in
The
Scarborough.
same year.
Same year, same actual classroom.
So there's yearbook photos of them maybe in the same picture.
Yep, yep.
They've all done really well for themselves.
They have.
Good work, guys.
They've all done well. And on Etobicoke, you've got
Now this is a First People's name.
Yes.
That is what you call the indigenous people of Canada.
It is.
That is the term that is used.
I believe you call them filthy Injuns in America.
Not everyone.
But in Canada, we call them, First Peoples, First Nations.
Is there a term that they used to use that they don't use anymore, like us?
We used to use Indians.
Yeah.
But we stopped in the 80s. Whereas I do believe America still has an Indian Affairs Bureau.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And many racist mascots.
Yes. Yeah. But we stopped in the 80s, I think. And we also don't use the term Eskimo, which no one knows.
It's Inuit, right?
Inuit, yes. Yeah. Because Eskimo is actually a derogatory Algonquin term for the Inuit, which means eater of raw fish. So it's a racial epithet that the Algonquins would throw at the Inuit.
I like the idea the Algonquins are like, they eat it raw. Can you imagine?
They're animals. They are animals. I hope the Europeans kill them all.
And they got their wish.
They did.
Dave Foley, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I'm not done.
You are at Dave S. Foley on Twitter.
I am.
And I believe the Kids in the Hall.
The Kids in the Hall, yes.
Got a tour coming up.
The allegedly popular sketch comedy group. Yes, we're touring the United States and Canada.
And it is all the original members. Dave Foley, Kevin McDonald,
Daryl Dragon.
David Furnish. But it's the whole gang, yes?
Yes, all 5 of us.
And some original sketches, some old favorites?
We're doing some old sketches and a lot of sketches we've written over the last year, like a lot of new material. One
of my fondest memories before the first Kids in the Hall reunion tour, at one of the crazy parties that you used to have at your home in the Hollywood Hills.
Mm-hmm.
It was a party that was so crazy, I had to sleep over.
Well, that's just a sleepover party.
Yes, exactly. You're never too old. And sitting at the kitchen table the next day, and gradually all the kids were coming over, and you and Scott Thompson telling me about Canadian television, and it's the first I ever learned of The Littlest Hobo, which was a sort of Incredible Hulk kind of show, where a German Shepherd would wander the countryside,
town to town,
solving people's problems somehow.
He would help solve problems.
Yeah. Then he had to get moving on.
He had to, because he had a dark past.
Yeah, he had to stay one step ahead of the authorities.
He had done some terrible things in Germany.
I didn't realize. Oh, he was the hero of the show.
Yeah.
No.
He was trying to make amends for collaborating.
The show was set in 1951.
Yeah.
Dave, thank you so much for being here. And I will ask you during the break, I will ask you for a location that will start our improv. And then we'll see where Dave places us when Spontaneanation returns.
Spontaneanation listeners, I'd like to talk to you about Squarespace. This is Ali Peterson. You probably remember my story. I faked alopecia to get out of a long-term relationship. Next day landed the biggest job of my life. What I didn't tell you was that job was an illegal enterprise, an underground organization that fakes people's deaths. You get to disappear, and if you're lucky, you get to keep all your hair. Now, I wanted to establish a web presence for the business, but was voted down by my partners. Not just because our business is a criminal enterprise, but because building a website can be tough, even if you do know your way around coding. Creating something that looks good and works well is a time-consuming affair, whether it's for a business site, a portfolio, a restaurant, or whatever else. In this day and age, you probably need a website. Squarespace makes it easy to build beautiful websites. Squarespace provides simple, powerful, and beautiful website templates for you to work with. These templates are part of Squarespace's responsive design, which means your website scales to look great on any device. Laptop, tablet, phone. It probably won't look too good on a rigged heart monitor, but those things are limited anyway. Every website you build also comes with a free online store, if you need it. As long as you're not selling doctored passports and foreign money. Maybe you just need something minimalistic but powerful? The cover page feature also allows you to set up a beautiful one-page online presence in minutes. Don't just take it from me. Here's the host of Spontaneanation, Paul F. Tompkins. You know, back when I had a website the first time, it was such a drag because I felt like a tiny child having to ask somebody to do something for me, to tie my shoes or whatever. Like, can you put the thing online and tell them where my show is going to be? And then they would say, oh, wow, here's the gobbledygook, you do it. And I'm like, I'm crying. I wish that Squarespace had been around back before I lost my speech abilities, because it is easy, and that was not easy, and it made me embarrassed, and it made me feel less than. Squarespace is better than that old garbage. Thanks, Paul. I promise to fake kill you last. Squarespace gives you 24/7 online support and a beautiful website for only $8 a month. You can even get a free domain if you buy Squarespace for the year. Start a trial with no credit card required and start building your website today. When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure to use the offer code PFT to get 10% off your first purchase and to show your support for Spontaneanation, the show you're listening to right now. Provided you're not Aaron Adams, a guy I just made up, who's now living the life he wants to live in South America. Cut that part out. Squarespace, for your support of Spontaneanation, you get a special thank you from me, Al A. Peterson, the smooth criminal. So called because I've shaved off all of my head and body hair, and I'm a criminal. Squarespace, build it beautiful. Hello, my name is Clifford. Let's leave it at Clifford. In the 90s, I managed a popular singing group. I can't divulge which one, but I can tell you their names assigned anthropomorphic attributes to kitchen condiments. Now, they were a big success. But what about your small business? For you, there's Xero. Xero. Xero is beautiful accounting software built to help small businesses be more productive and successful. It's easy to use. Send invoices, online quotes to your customers, pay your employees, manage your cash flow, expenses, and even your inventory with Xero. Xero's in the cloud, so you can access and manage all of your business accounting on the go. It certainly sounds easier than trying to manage everything as you're running from the flunkies of a mad tabloid mogul played by the Dame Edna chap. Xero does what desktop software does and more, plus you can use it anywhere at any time from your mobile device. If you've set up shop, Xero can integrate with various point-of-sale solutions and services like PayPal to save you even more time. Time you can spend customizing your double-decker bus should you have such a thing laying about. Not saying I do. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at xero.com/podcasts. That's xero.com/podcasts. Xero is beautiful accounting software built to help small businesses be more productive and successful. Sign up for a free 30-day trial today at xero.com/podcasts, unless you manage the Spice Girls. Cut that part out!
And we're back. Guys, thank you for continuing to listen to this. You're nice. You're nice to do so. What a lovely chat we had with Dave Foley about Kiss and Canada. That's all you need as far as I'm concerned. What else is there to life? Folks, I would like to introduce to you my improvisatory friends who are here to help us tell a story based on Dave Foley's location. First of all, sitting across from me, making his third appearance on the show, I believe, is the noted actor from Parks and Recreation, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 22 Jump Street. A lot of stuff that he's been in that I just named. Everyone stop shouting at me. Mark Evan Jackson.
Hello, Paul.
Mark, thank you for returning.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
It is fun, right? It's not so bad.
More than not so bad. It's good.
What are they saying out there about it?
They are like, it's not so bad.
From a deli owner, that's a rave. An old commercial that only I remember. Also returning to the program, I'm looking at her right now. She just realized she's being looked at by me. We had such a lovely time before. You will know her from Fresh Off the Boat on ABC. You will know her from Ghost Girls, her own show, which is available online. Please say hello to Amanda Lund.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, and then you say hello to me. It worked out.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking my roundabout verbal clue cue. I wanted to say cue, but then the word clue got in there because I'm a big fan of board games. Amanda, did you know that in England, Clue is called Cluedo?
No, I didn't know that.
It's true. Well, I'm not accusing you of anything. I was genuinely asking if you knew.
Fascinating.
Is it? For someone who's fascinated by that fact, you have no follow-ups.
No questions. I'll look into it on my own time.
Well, you can't say fairer than that, to borrow a phrase from our friends across the pond. Speaking of across from, guess who's sitting next to me? This gentleman is making his Spontaneanation debut. We are colleagues from the live show and podcast, The Thrilling Adventure Hour. As you hear this, we are getting ready to go to the Southern Hemisphere to have fun down there.
Yes.
Please say hello to the father of drunk history, Mark Evan Jackson.
Incorrect. Yes.
Hold on a second.
Hi, Paul. Thanks for having
Here's
me.
why. Mark,
Oh, God.
Mark, shut up. Let me tell you what happened in my brain. After I said father of drunk history, I was thinking I should have said founding father. Then I stopped concentrating on your name.
All right.
I wish you could say all the words at the same time, but you can't. So
Ready? You want to try?
I'll just...
Those are all the words I'm going to say for this whole thing.
You've done it. Oh,
I'll see you guys later.
That might... Oh, okay. Well, I'd rather that you do that and leave than continue to do it and stay. Anyway, your name is Mark Gagliardi.
Yes, it is.
Mark, welcome to Spontaneanation.
Thank you for having me. Paul.
Now, you live in New York. I'm glad this worked out, that you would be here long enough that you could participate.
I stayed here long enough so that I could participate.
Are we talking about a flight change?
Flight change.
Wow.
This is, Mark, I don't even know how to eyeball good
Too soon.
Drink this. All right.
My too soon was too soon because you had not yet made the joke.
Exactly. Now it's too soon.
How do you, I have a question.
Yeah,
'cause,
sure.
Amanda didn't have any follow-ups. How do you spell Cluedo?
I believe it's Cluedo.
Like hyphen D-O?
Nope. Like it's one word.
Like
that it is not. by the way.
Cluedo.
Cluedo, sí.
Gotcha.
Claro que sí.
Claro. Cluedo.
Cluedo. And I don't know why they felt that they needed to do that. I don't
Just to
know
be
if
different.
I don't know if the word clue by itself means something different. Maybe it's a disgusting Cockney rhyming slang. Right up the old clue. Or if there was something else called clue and they needed to differentiate it.
Yeah.
British people, why don't you write to us at Spontaneanation and let us know. And by all means, don't check to see if someone else has done that. So that the entire feed will be people explaining Cluedo. Okay, good. Now we understand the rules. All right. Thank you, Evan, for the rules fanfare. Now, here's what's going to happen, you guys. Dave Foley has given us a location. That is where our story will be set.
I'm still here, by the way.
At the... Ooh, Dave.
What?
They don't... It's a secret. As we tell the story, because this is an audio podcast, you cannot see what we are doing. To help you out orally... you will hear sound effects periodically. If we want to move laterally in time, like something's happening at the same time as the scene we're in, you'll hear this. That's cut to. If we are having a memory, or if we're going to explore the past, we'll have a flashback sound that sounds like this. And if we wish to return from a flashback back to the present or go into the future, you'll hear this sound. Guys, I'm really trusting you here that you got the sounds. And so, it begins. Our location from Mr. Dave Foley is very specific. Mars Base 3. Mars Base 3. We take you now to Mars Base 3. Now we take you there.
It's not going to work if you're going to be mad at me the whole time.
Can we not do this the guests will be here any moment. Any moment, and I don't want to do this in front of them.
I know I said I would sweep off the solar panels, and I did it. I just didn't do it when you wanted me to. So I can't go through this visit with you mad at me. I can't do it.
I just want everything to be perfect.
I understand.
I just want everything to be perfect. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at I'm a little mad at you. I won't stay mad at you. I'm currently mad at you. It will not last.
Is the airlock ready?
The airlock is ready.
Is it?
Which one of us is the ranking officer here?
Technically, you.
That is really all we need.
can hear them fighting in there.
I know.
I mean, I'm afraid to ring the bell.
Should we cancel?
Oh, we can. I mean, we're right here, and I don't know. They've gone to so much trouble, it sounds like.
I know. It's just not really fair to us, you know?
It's not fair to us, is it?
We're going to go over there. There's going to be all this tension.
Yeah. And these solar panels are filthy.
I know. They couldn't have dusted. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
All right, let's give them just 5 more fight exchanges, and then I'll knock.
Okay. Hey, honey, I follow your lead.
Hey, thanks, honey. It's funny because you're the colonel.
Well, at work, I'm the colonel.
I know, but we're in our off time, so we're just
Yeah.
people married.
Yeah, we're pretty traditional.
Yeah. That's what I like about us.
I know. It works for us. Hey, each to their own, but it works for us.
But we're doing it better than other people, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, but listen, let's not tell people that.
If they come in here and are all like, we do it better than other people, I'm going to lose it.
I know.
But they're all like, oh,
Anyway, as I was saying, let's not tell people that we're so traditional because it's not cool right now.
Absolutely.
If people find out, we'll be ostracized from Mars Base 3.
Oh.
So as far as anyone's concerned, we're an unorthodox couple where you're the colonel, I'm like a private, and our marriage is just a cool thing where nobody gives a shit.
I love it. I'm not going back to Mars Base 1, I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, the worst!
Oh my God.
Everyone there is named Base 1.
All right, everything looks set. Can we just agree to have 0 more fight exchanges?
yeah. I was planning on having, check my logs. My mission for today was 0 fight exchanges,
All right.
period.
Well, we've been up here. We've been up here for long enough that we can get past this.
The temperature nominal, oxygen levels nominal.
Casseroles,
Ready?
great. Music.
Well, I didn't plan music.
All right. What?
Oh, you've listened to every single MP3 I brought. Every single thing. And NASA said they're not sending anymore.
This isn't about what I listen to. This is what about our guests might enjoy listening to. We've listened to everything, sure, but they haven't. What do they have over on Base 1? I don't know what they listen to there.
Probably classical.
Ugh.
They're very traditional.
Okay, let's just knock.
Yeah, this is. It took them so long to get to Fight Exchange 1. I don't have the patience to wait for 4 more.
No, and I did hear them mention a casserole, so at least there's that to look forward to.
I love casserole.
I love it so much.
I like when you make a traditional casserole.
Thank you.
Don't tell people, though, that you do.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
They're out there. They're just out there.
I can
talking.
hear them right
Yeah.
now, yeah. Did you catch that?
Did they say they were traditional?
I don't. Oh, I hope not,
Must have
because
misheard that.
if they are going against the tide and being traditional, I am joining that tide. And
Plus, as a lady colonel, I don't know how traditional could they be.
oof.
Oh, good heavens. Initiating opening sequence.
Oh, hey there.
Hi.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we-
guys.
How
we,
are you?
We both knocked because it's like traditionally
Equals.
one person would knock.
Were you waiting long? I feel like
We
We
just got
just walked
here.
up. We
Is
were
that
sorry,
right?
running a little bit late.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. No, base 1.
Sorry.
I'm sure that, with the low solar energy, the rovers don't run quite as quick.
Yeah.
Hilarious. That is so funny.
Great base 1 humor. Yeah, it's the worst. It's
I hope
the worst.
Hope you weren't blinded on the way over by our solar array. I just swept it off. It's
Oh, yeah. We were
Pretty spotless.
talking about that.
We
like-
mentioned that when we were walking up your driveway. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I remember I was saying like, oh no, we've taken a wrong turn. We're headed directly to the sun. Those solar panels are so bright.
you guys are guys.
You're doing so good.
We like to make jokes. And you know what? Either of us can make jokes at any time. It's not like traditional relationships.
No,
Oh,
no.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Sure. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just good to see, other people.
Yeah.
It's getting a little familiar, a little claustro in here.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
Well, I mean,
well,
I just
but
mean,
if I'm, I've still got MP3s that you haven't listened to. I listened to all of yours. Well, you know what? We'll do this later.
Isn't it weird how we've colonized Mars, but we haven't gotten anything past MP3s in terms of technology?
Hey, if it ain't broke.
Well, honey, that sounds traditional.
Wait, what?
No, I was joking. Like, can you imagine if somebody was acting traditional?
okay.
Like,
No.
Right.
saying if some,
I mean, it's the year 3005.
yeah,
Sure.
it's great. And here on Mars Base 3, we're up to 60 people.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Feels like far fewer than that.
Have you
I honestly, I gotta say, I was not aware that there were more than the four of us. This is in fact news to me.
Oh, well, everyone knows there's 60. Well, counting us now, there's 60 people.
I was stuck at 58. I didn't really. There must be newcomers.
Oh, you
Well, it's us.
Are
It's
you-
us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys are the you.
You just landed.
Well, you two really don't get out much. You must.
I don't ever leave. Well, my helmet cracked and I can't.
We just.
How did your helmet crack?
Testing wall strength. You know what? I'm just gonna run right at this.
You don't want to ease into it?
No, science is all about just leaping before you look.
Science. He broke it doing science.
It sounds kind of scientific. I mean, there was an experiment of sorts.
Well, I set up a hypothesis.
Right.
That the wall was strong enough.
Right.
Tested it. Turned out to be right. With an unintended conclusion that the helmet was not quite strong enough. Hence, I've been inside this building for, God, I don't know. I'd have to count how many marks I made on that wall to know.
Oh, it's a lot. I mean, to me,
Did you think that was wallpaper?
I thought that was wallpaper.
Honestly,
no.
I thought it was some sort of decorative, like, earth mural.
No. It's,
No, just tick
Earth.
marks.
it's madness personified. Anyway, we've got dinner for you. Come on in.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh,
see.
we brought a bottle of wine.
You did.
Yeah.
That is so traditional, though.
Wait.
Oh, no, it's ironically. Isn't that funny, the idea of bringing a bottle of wine to a dinner party?
Wine. Wow. I can't remember the last time I've had wine.
That's why we brought it. We thought it would be crazy, a crazy...
At Mars Base 1, we would drink wine, so we thought we might kind of show you a little bit of the local Mars 1 culture.
Wow.
Yeah. We got this at a place called Base Ones.
Oh.
And they're a great winery.
Is that the one that's next to Base Ones?
Yes,
the
exactly.
tire shop?
Yeah. Where the old Base Ones used to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I just feel so traditional. I'm blown away. It's very thoughtful. The fact that you would carry that many kilograms across the wide open face of Mars just to come to a dinner party.
Well,
funny.
we love dinner parties. I mean, is there anyone else that we're expecting tonight? Your invitation was kind of vague.
It was a surprise. But no, we're not dining alone. No.
Oh, who else is coming?
Well, the Base 2 commander said that he's a maybe, a solid maybe.
Oh, the Base 2 commander.
Yeah, is that? I hope that's not a problem.
No, it's not a problem. If I am to make you a colonel, there is one thing you must do for me.
What is it?
You must have a traditional marriage with a husband, which I will observe. And if I ever catch it not being traditional, I will expose you for being a fraud.
Dean, how could you do this? I'll do it, okay? I'll do it all right.
Will you do it?
I'll do it fine.
Now, I get to pick your husband. Look through this photo album with me.
Ooh, he's cute.
Nope, not him.
How about this redheaded gentleman?
You wish.
This guy with the soul patch. Very sexy.
Warmer.
Oh, it's not this last guy in the book, is it?
Of course it is.
Oh, those ears.
Listen. Listen. If you're going to eventually take over Mars Base 3 as the commander, you must go through the trial of marriage. The trial of traditional marriage. Then I'll know you've got what it takes, but more importantly, you'll know. Now, go get married! Felt as if a weird paradox just happened.
Did you feel that wrinkle in time?
Yeah, that was weird.
Anyway, I hope it's not a problem. He said he's a maybe. He may not show. I didn't realize that.
Well, either way, no hair off my back.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no flesh off of my inner eye.
Absolutely.
What non-traditional idioms you guys use?
Yeah, well, we're just modern people.
That's right.
And I sure love that Base 2 commander. What a great guy.
Oh, no opinion about him, actually.
Oh, no? No opinion about him?
No opinion.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I just wish I'd known before tonight that all these extra people existed.
Well,
It wasn't just you and I talking to each other all the time.
Well, frankly, that's what Command wanted. They needed to see how you would hold up. They were getting concerned, given all the etching on the wall that you're doing, that it would rupture the structural integrity of the pod. So that's why they wanted you to see these people. I've put in for a transfer.
oh, to where?
Anywhere. I checked all the boxes. Mars 1, Mars 2. There's a habitation pod, just a single unit. It's 3 days travel.
That is such news to me that I'm gonna go get a casserole. Excuse me.
Wow. Is this a bad time? Should we maybe?
Sadly, no. This is how it is most of the time. I'm glad you're here.
Have you two thought about seeing a counselor?
We haven't. I've thought about it.
It's worked wonders for us.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, just a moment ago, it seemed like you were maybe trying to communicate something negative to one another.
Well, sure, we have problems like any other untraditional couple.
Right? I mean, the less traditional you are, the more problems you're going to have.
Absolutely.
Let's say that it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
You know, our woman Judy, she's fantastic, and she's just up the street, very affordable.
Yeah. And she's somebody you could trust. She really listens to us, and the idea that we can tell her anything and she won't tell anyone else is such a comfort.
Plus, she's an alien.
Did somebody knock at the airlock? Oh, it is. Here you go. Initiating opening sequence.
Well, thank you for having me to your lovely
Hi, Dean.
home.
Oh, come on in.
I hope you don't mind, but I've brought someone. A date.
Really?
Yes, I'd like you to meet Judy. Hello.
Hi.
What? Are you kidding me? The commander of Mars Base 2, his date is Judy the alien, who is the therapist for the couple that is hiding as a non-traditional couple but is equally traditional? How is this going to play out? We will find out when Spontaneanation returns. Hey, can I talk to you about your chocolate-covered fruit intake? I'm a little concerned about you right now. Are you familiar with Sherry's Berries? Well, I am, because they sent some chocolate-covered fruit to my home. I did not know that was going to happen. Thanks for the heads up, Earwolf. Once I determined it was not an explosive device, I brought it into the house. My wife was delighted to see all of these fancy treats. Because guess what? Fruit may be nature's candy, but you know what's better than nature's candy? Mankind's candy. Oh, this stuff. This is like you open the box, right? And then you look at the stuff, and it's like what fancy people in the movies take for granted every day. But you can have it. It's not that much money. Do you want to get your hands on this? Because it's not just chocolate-covered strawberries and stuff like that. That's the tentpole thing. That's the tentpole confection item at Sherry's. They also have cake truffles and brownie pops, pretzels, a bunch of stuff that grown-ups can eat anytime they want. This is a true success story for people that survive childhood. Now listen, for my listeners only, Spontaneanation listeners only. Yeah, I almost mispronounced the name of my own podcast. For Spontaneanation listeners only, Sherry's Berries is offering giant freshly dipped strawberries starting at $19.99. Now, you get a lot for just under $20. That's over a 40% savings. Go to berries.com, click on the microphone, and type in my code, Tompkins. Now, not only will you get delicious confections, but you'll learn how to spell my last name. It's Tompkins. Please figure it out for once, people. Go to berries.com, click on the microphone, type in the code Tompkins. All right? You're not going to be sorry about this. This is the only way to get this amazing deal. Freshly dipped strawberries starting at $19.99. This offer is for
This oftener? I'm wondering why you pulled me over. This offer is for my listeners only. See where I came up with offer and listeners? This offer is for my listeners only when you use my code Tompkins, Tompkins. Go to berries.com, BERRIES, like the fruit.com. Click on the microphone in the top right corner, type in Tompkins. You know how to spell it now. Berries.com, click on the microphone, enter Tompkins. Do it now. Have fancy treats you've only ever seen in the movies and your more successful friends' homes.
Hey, Judy, I'd like you to meet some of the underlings of the Mars bases.
Well,
My Dean is he's so good to those underneath him. He really treats them as humans.
This is Rajd.
hi, I'm Rajd. Welcome to our hab.
It's a pleasure. I love this wallpaper.
Oh, thank you.
Where is Richd?
He's still milling about. Let's see. Richd!
I'm just making sure the noodle powder's ready.
He has worked on that noodle powder for, honestly, 30 sols.
Wow.
Noodle powder. Just the mention of it makes me salivate.
You know what? That'll make 3 times this week, but it's my favorite, so I am not complaining.
Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that. I should have checked.
Judy, I don't know if you know the Colonel.
Oh, of course, the Colonel.
This is Pamped.
It's nice to meet you.
What?
It's nice to meet you.
What did you get in your eye? Did you get something in your eye?
No. It's just a little bit of black mascara.
Well, let me get it. It's nice to meet you.
So, what do you do, Judy?
I'm a psychotherapist.
That's funny.
Different.
I wonder. Oh, okay.
Different, Judy.
Among 60 people.
What do you mean a different Judy?
Don't.
What they're saying, Commander, is that there are many people named Judy on various worlds. Look
also-
who it is. Go ahead, Judy.
I'm not
beg
sure.
Pardon?
I'm not sure if psychotherapist means the same thing here as it does elsewhere to humans.
Well, let's find out. What does it mean here?
It means, well, to my mind, it means someone that offers counseling in relationships and psychological disorders.
Okay, what are some of the other meetings, Judy?
That's pretty much it, actually.
Oh, okay. So then, I was kind of right.
Mostly right.
Yes.
It also involves race cars, but that's a side thing.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Dean.
Anyway, allow me to introduce this last and most meaningless person. A lowly private from Mars Base 1. His name is... It's Kevin. Kevin. Yes, Kevin. How are things going in your marriage? Is it pretty traditional? No. Honey, I mean, would you say we have a traditional marriage?
Well, I mean, define traditional.
Well, traditional marriage was be defined as seriously, is there something in your eye you keep... Oh, no, you know what?
No, I'm just, there's a lot of floating particles around here, and I have very, very sensitive.
You're detecting floating particles? That's a health hazard. Let me check.
Noodle powder's almost ready!
Thank you.
Gosh, I'm the only one drinking this earth wine.
Oh, I'll join you. Don't worry about it, Pamped.
You know, Commander, it's funny you mentioned tradition. We were just talking about how non-traditional they are, and yet some turns of phrase have come up that we hadn't heard before.
Oh, is that so? You know, I prize non-traditional marriages above all kinds.
Is that right?
I believe so. To the best of my recollection. I think that's my thing.
It is your thing, Dean.
Thank you. Are you sure? Are you quite certain, Judy?
Not 100%.
Oh,
no.
boy. Well... People's opinions evolve about things over time, but I'm pretty...
Of course it is.
I'm pretty, 99% sure.
My Dean is such a traditionalist. He is still wearing clothes that his mom purchased.
No, wait. I thought I didn't like traditional marriages.
Why don't we have a little memory?
Commander, good to see you again.
Hi.
Listen, I just wanted to check in with you. I can't remember the details of our previous conversation.
Okay.
So I just wanted to reiterate.
Yes.
I don't like traditional marriages, and so I want your marriage to be as untraditional as possible. And if I ever catch you being traditional, everything goes out the window.
Sounds good to me.
So if you find yourself, hold on a second, before you walk out. If you find yourself in a situation where your marriage is traditional and you're pretending it's non-traditional, somehow I will find out.
We'll see about that.
Oh, weird threat from an underling.
Okay, so this casserole is made of a compressed nutrient algal base. And
What?
It's algae.
I see.
It's something that we've grown here ourselves. It's made primarily from our breath and the natural molds that occur. And
It's really delicious. I can taste the chlorophyll.
Yes, the last thing, it sounds as gross.
You guys do really like it then? You do, because do you like it?
I like it. It's pretty, there's something about it that the taste, it's very traditional tasting. Like there's a traditional taste to it that I enjoy.
Oh, that's interesting because I actually think it tastes very non-traditional, like a bride in a black wedding dress.
To me, it tastes like a casserole that someone was forced to pretend was something else, and they found out later that they thought they were getting into a traditional casserole, but what they were actually getting into was a casserole with no rules or any kind of regulations at all.
How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I'm feeling a little sick to my stomach. I'm going to excuse
dear.
myself to the
I am
ladies'
so
room.
sorry. There's coriander in it. Is that a problem?
not everybody likes it.
I think it might be the floating particles. I'll I'll be right back. I'm just going to do a quick little purge.
See, that's pretty non-traditional, wouldn't you say? Going off to throw up?
I don't know. It does harken back to a time when my own mother would get upset from my father, who was sort of overbearing and often disapproving, and she would go to the purge chamber and evacuate her stomach.
So it's traditional then, you think?
It's very traditional.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I see.
Well, you seem mad at me. I don't understand.
What's wrong with you, Private? How dare you insult this man in his own home?
Well, the company owns the home, but thank you, Commander. I appreciate that.
Judy, what do you make of this, these weirdos?
Well, as a race car psychotherapist, I think it's important for a couple not only to be honest with one another, but for really an entire population on this planet to be honest with each other. There are only 60 people here. Things are going to get complicated. They're going to get convoluted. And they're going to, if it becomes more and more lies on top of more and more lies, people are just not going to understand what the hell is going on.
Speaking of convoluted, I can't help but notice I don't know what you're talking about. Are you saying that things will change once people stop getting polite and start getting real?
It's the real world here, Dean. The real world. There are 60 of us forced to live under one dome together. Some clearly getting stir crazier than others.
Hello.
I wrote another tick, Mark!
Thanks, Rich.
I think honesty, as a psychotherapist, honesty is one of those things that is paramount.
I don't want to be here anymore. I don't think I was cut out for Mars in the beginning. I cheated on my psyche veil. I cheated. I knew what they were looking for. I checked every box that said it wouldn't bother me being away from my family. I just checked wouldn't bother me.
What?
Wouldn't bother me.
You just went with box 5 all the way down?
All the way down. I can't believe that they didn't see that. I just checked wouldn't bother me. They were like, dietary restrictions wouldn't bother me. Miss your mom wouldn't bother me. Dying on a different planet wouldn't bother me.
This is a grave perversion of Mars-based regulations.
I understand. I'm sorry, Commander. I know I've let you down. I know that this is perhaps the most non-traditional, non-traditional outcome that one could expect.
I must admit, I'm very conflicted. I don't know how to feel about this. Judy, can we step into your race car for a quick session?
Please. Buckle up,
Wow,
honey.
we really wasted no time in getting out the door.
Well, we're quick. We're race car people.
All right, let me just recline this seat.
Good. Let me get my notepad.
Judes, can I make a confession to you?
Of course, honey.
You know that lady in there, Pamped?
Yes.
Well, years ago, when I was a more callous jerk, I advanced her for promotion because she was the best person for the job to become a colonel of Mars Base 1. But I made it conditional. I assigned her a husband and told her
No.
she had to have an untraditional marriage.
Dean.
They don't know we can hear them.
Do these windows roll up or are they stuck like this?
No, but they can't hear us from inside there.
Oh, good point. I don't know what you...
They for sure don't think we can hear them.
Look, I didn't bother studying much science.
That's all right. I studied the science for both of us.
That's
dear.
right. I'm more about bossing people around and Machiavellian schemes.
It's called executive decision making.
Thank you,
And that's why I love you.
Literal girlfriend?
Well, technically for now.
I'm getting ahead of myself. That's another problem of mine. Anyway, I feel as if I have perhaps ruined the life of this young lady and her gentleman husband.
Well then, Dean, the only way that you can fix things is to fix things.
All right. You've given me a lot to think about on the walk back inside.
Pamped?
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm sorry, I think I had a little too much of that.
You had all of the earth wine.
Well, let's not exaggerate.
I'm feeling a lot worse about our marriage. Listen, guys,
Yeah, Kevin?
I want to tell you something. Our marriage is not untraditional.
What?
It's very traditional. And we've been pretending this whole time.
But I don't... What?
Yeah, normally I would knock on the door because I'm the man. But we knocked at the same time to make it look like we were progressive and neat.
Oh, my goodness.
It's true. He's not telling the truth.
Pamped, I don't want you to lose your job as colonel. But we can't go on living this lie anymore. People have to know.
Okay. I think we should move back to base 1.
What? We'll get laughed at by the base ones and the base ones.
They'll come around.
Maybe initially. But maybe if more people like you lived the way that they feel is natural to them, stood up for themselves, exited the storage pod, if you will. I don't know. Maybe fewer people like me would feel so isolated and so alone. Maybe people like Rich wouldn't have to make so many hash marks. If we just told the truth, we could tell people like him that there are as many as 120 people on the planet at any given time.
You guys, I'm almost done with the yogurt powder. What? Sorry, I missed that part. What did you just say?
Hey,
Honey?
Rich, welcome back. We're having revelations in here.
Oh, great. Which ones did I miss?
Well, I mean, ours is like we have been in a traditional marriage this whole time, pretending it was non-traditional.
What?
Yeah, I know. And then I think you guys have something to work out here.
Kevin, you didn't have any, did you?
Wait, I'm Kevin, aren't I?
I'm Rajt.
Raj, you didn't have any, did you? Hold on, I have to go make another tick mark.
Well,
Okay,
I don't know
sorry,
if this will
Raj.
satisfy it, but I would like to confess that, well, I would like to confess that this pod isn't as soundproof as one might think. When you're outside, doing your EVAs, I can hear you. Sometimes your radio mic is open and I can hear you very clearly, but even when it's not, I can hear you ranting about me. And I know I don't do things on time or when you want them done. You know, in our marriage of sorts.
Partnership
Is that all it is?
with a capital P, Raj.
Ooh, that does make a difference, Raj.
I guess.
But it's the last P.
I'd have to see it written out.
You guys, we're all crying.
Sorry, that took longer than anticipated. Why is everyone weeping?
Sorry, Commander.
All right, won't be necessary.
What is...
Listen, Judy, get in here. Guys, I've had a bit of a revelation in the race car.
So we heard.
What?
Wait,
I'm sorry. I mean, go on.
I told you they could hear us.
did they just confess to hearing us? Maybe everyone's finally being honest. Maybe that's what this room needs. Dean, you know what? I'll make it easier for you. She didn't have anything in her eye. I was trying to have her back and lie for her.
A subterfuge. Judy, your methods are unorthodox, but...
Well, that's why they made that movie about me.
I'm going to finish my sentence.
I'm not going to let you.
Okay, that's also unorthodox.
They should see a counselor.
But I approve.
No, you go ahead.
No, I'm good. I got there. Historians will piece it together.
Oh, no.
Pamped. What?
Well, the power's dimming. It's as though we haven't gotten enough solar radiation. I'm sorry. The life support will go out in the next couple of minutes. But please, finish.
But didn't you
no.
sweep the outside?
I did.
Raj?
Quickly. I'm sorry, Commander. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I've been a fool this whole time and needlessly complicating other people's lives for my own amusement, and that was not good. And I'm sorry, but I also realize that I didn't need to do any of that because we're about to die here in space because your solar panels are filthy.
I told you they were dirty, right? Remember we talked about it?
We shouldn't have come over here, but now we're going to die here. So love everyone, and...
Yeah, maybe we should try to make these last few moments positive in some way.
Rich, you've been all right.
Raj, I've been waiting so long to hear you say that. There's one thing I've always wanted. It's the respect of my inferior officer, and now that I have it, I couldn't be happier.
Well, you got it. You've been above average all right.
Pamped?
Yes?
I'm sorry I held a grudge against you because I found out that I was forced to be your husband. And I guess I never felt that you truly chose me. And I was kind of a jerk about it.
I'm sorry that I've had such a problem with the shape of your ears. It's very specific and I find it off-putting. But frankly now, I love it.
Judy,
Yes,
you're a really good therapist.
thank you.
An okay race car driver,
Well,
but the best friend I've ever had.
it's funny you introduced me at the beginning of the night as your date. And I'm going to be honest, that's kind of still really all that I feel like.
Well, you better speed
But-
it up because we're about to die.
Then you know what? You're my best friend too.
Thank you.
Hang on a
That's so
second.
hard.
What am I thinking? Battery backup. Sorry, you guys. Here we go.
Oh, we're going to live. I take back everything I said.
Me too.
Hey, you guys, I got a board game.
Which one?
Cluedo.
What?
Well, there you have it. That's life on Mars, guys.
Just that clear.
It's just like that. Thank you to our guest, Dave Foley. Be sure to look for the Kids in the Hall on tour. I have seen them live, and it is a wonderful, wonderful thing to witness. I urge you to find out if they're coming to your town. Go to the internet for details. Mark,
Did you almost call me Mark Evan
I
Jackson
did.
again?
I did.
Wow. I've known you for how long?
I know. I know.
And
You
you
don't
call
think
me
it's weird for me? It's
Yes.
more, believe me, it's more concerning to me than it is to you.
Oh, Lord.
Mark Gagliardi, thank you
Yes.
for being here.
Thanks for having me.
What would you like to tell people about?
If you live in Australia, come see the Thrilling Adventure Hour.
That's
if you
right.
live in New Zealand, come see it. Drunk History Season 3 is going to be airing this summer.
That's right.
And if you like audiobooks, check out the A New World series. I just finished recording book 8 of that.
Wow.
There's 2 more left in this series. It's a
Holy moly.
10-parter.
8, but have you recorded all 8 books so
I have.
far?
I've recorded all 8
Wow.
books so far, yeah.
Man, I had no idea.
So if you enjoy apocalyptic science-based tales,
And it is a pop-up book.
it is a pop-up book. It is a pop-up audio book. I will come to your home and slap you in the face while you listen to it.
Oh, like a traditional pop-up book.
Sure.
At Mark Gags on Twitter. Mark Evan Jackson.
Correct. Yes.
What would you like? What would you like to tell people about?
If you live in Australia or New Zealand, please come check us out at the Thrilling Adventure Hour. We're coming to you in the end of May.
Let's narrow it down. It's Sydney, Wellington, and Auckland, I believe.
I think so.
So if you do live in Australia, we're not hitting every city in Australia, just the one.
I presume every other country is state-sized.
Yeah.
I realize it's not, but yeah, I think that Aussies are probably in the habit of traveling for things that are great.
Sure.
And please come check us out. And we'll be in a couple of different places in New Zealand. That, and as always, I would like to encourage you to help spread creativity in the city of Detroit. I started a charity with my wife a couple of years ago called the Detroit Creativity Project to offer free of charge improv instruction in the Detroit public schools. dcpimprov.org.
It's a wonderful thing that teaches kids a number of different skills that are useful for them in all walks of life.
Indeed.
Amanda.
Hi.
Amanda Lund.
Yeah,
You're at Amanda Fun Buns on Twitter.
correct.
What would you like to tell people about what's going on in your crazy life?
Gosh, I don't really have anything. I'm gonna be in the Goosebumps movie coming out
That's right.
in the summer. I think it
Yeah.
comes out in the summer, so maybe you'll have that to look forward to.
You shot that in Atlanta,
Last summer.
which is not quite so far from Savannah, Georgia.
That's
Georgia.
right.
And Ghost Girls you can find online. GHOSTGHIRLS.
That's
Ghost
right.
Girls.
Ghost Girls.
Ghost Girls.
You and Maria Blasucci from Drunk History. And you are at Amanda Fun Buns. Mark is at Mark Evan Jackson. And what about the Pistol Shrimps basketball
yes,
team?
check out. I'm on a women's rec league basketball team. It's way cooler than it sounds.
It is way cooler than it sounds.
You can check us out. We're called the Pistol Shrimps. The Pistol Shrimps on Twitter and Instagram, I think, and Facebook.
The Instagram is great. There are a lot of great
Yeah.
pictures of the Pistol Shrimps on Instagram.
Can I
It's a
plug
lot of
myself?
fun.
Sure.
They have a halftime show that is the LA City Municipal Dancers,
That's
and
right.
I am the voice that announces.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I am the-
I
ladies
did
and
not know
gentlemen,
that.
please welcome your LA City Municipal Dancers.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
And the league is very interesting because it was a defunct league for decades, right?
Yeah, that's right. And we, my friend Maria Blasucci, who's our team captain, kind of got it up and running. And it's our third season, and it went from like 8 teams the first year to 12 teams, and now we have 25 teams. It's great, and we're throwing a spring formal at the end of April.
Yeah, like most basketball leagues do.
like most women's basketball leagues do.
And it's benefiting this cool charity called Peace Players, which brings basketball to conflicted areas.
But mostly the Goosebumps movie.
Yeah. But, like, I don't really know what's going to happen with that.
What?
I don't know what's going to happen with that charity. I know the movie's probably going to come out.
I know the movie's probably going to come out. I am at PF Tompkins on Twitter. And if you like the show, let us know at SpontaneaNation. Look at your phone to see how that's spelled. Start to spell spontaneity. Change your mind towards the end. And spell Asian. We are doing a live version of this show on May 2nd at Largo at the Coronet here in Los Angeles. Tickets are on sale now. Tickets are on sale now. So go online and get tickets.
How much higher can you go?
Saturday, May. That was it. That was my topped out. Saturday, May 2nd, we will be the first Saturday of every month at Largo at the Coronet. And my TV show, No You Shut Up, which airs Thursdays at 10 on the Fusion Network. Our season finale is this Thursday, April 30th. And you can catch up with previous episodes of season 3 on my YouTube channel, Paul F. Tompkins. .YouTube. I don't know how YouTube addresses go.
Yeah, .YouTube.
Yeah, just put my name into YouTube, and you'll see my channel come up, and you will see a playlist for all the episodes. It's a really fun show, and I do hope that you will check it out. Eban Schletter, thank you for scoring our improv today. Eban Schletter is online at Eban and go to God damn it with words on Twitter at Eban Schletter. His website is ebanschletter.com. you can see there his various albums that are for purchase on iTunes and such, and you should get all of them because Eban Schletter is only the best. Thank you to Earwolf for having us. Thank you to Brett for once again engineering us all the way to the end of the show, which this is. Goodbye.
Xero, spelled Xero, is the online accounting software and platform for your small business. With Xero, it doesn't matter if your small business is brick and mortar or online. That's because Xero was born in the cloud and built in the cloud. This means that you can manage your accounting anytime, anywhere from your Mac, PC, iOS, or Android device. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at xero.com/podcasts to manage your invoicing and get paid faster.
This has been an Earwolf Media production. Executive producers Jeff Ulrich, Scott Ackerman, and Paul F. Tompkins. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.
Earwolfradio.com. The wolf dead.